Hello YouTube, I'm Nair, and today we are doing a sketchbook tour. This is my first main sketchbook. I have a lot of sketchbooks I do on the side for concepts, and this is my first main book. I started it on August 26th of 2024 and finished it on December 2nd of 2024. There are some drawings that are a little too much, probably will be too much for YouTube, so I will have to blur them out. But let's begin. We'll start off on this page. The character I designed named the Puppeteer. They are controlling a character name that I draw quite a lot in this book and most of my books. Clover. Clover has been turned into a puppet. We have a character designed for a character named Pen. Some more designs. This is the Fool. Fool is a clown with a sort of bell around his neck. Kind of like a collar you'd see on a cat. We have some designs for some characters. I forgot their names. Wish that I could remember. There's a version of Clover they drew with a rain cloud above him. This is when I started getting into acrylic markers. There's more of the Puppeteer. More of him. And some drawings in here will be unfinished. Clover doodle, unfinished. And here's a page of just a bunch of sketches. So these are just random. But yeah. Here I was again messing around with those acrylic markers. Here is where I did a drawing of the Pokemon Mimikyu. Mimikyu is my absolute favorite Pokemon. There's a gender-swapped version of my character Clover I've named Leaf. She's, of course, holding a cactus. So I thought that would look cool. Some random designs for some characters for a story I plan to do someday. Some unfinished doodles, and my characters Clover and Simon. We have some more doodles of some random characters that I will do something with someday. These little guys, previously all referred to as Nair, are I now call them worms, with a Y instead of an O. Finished. Oh. Here is a page with two characters that I had designed. They never finished their designs though. I can't really say much about them. Here is a page where the other side sort of causes like some bleed through. The markers I used on this page, anything with a little bit of yellow in it will cause some staining on other pages. It's unfortunate, but I can't really do much about it. We have some assorted doodles, some doodles that I never finished. And another picture of me full. I was drawing this during an art class that I was taking, so that's why there's all the ovals and circles. Some more doodles. A big circle. And I was working on drawing ellipses. More unfinished drawings. And a sketch of Clover and Simon. This is before I finalized their designs. There's some random doodles. More random doodles. Unfinished. And concepts for a story I was considering doing. I've officially scrapped this one. And some potential time skip designs for Clover and Simon. Some practice where I was drawing cubes. More doodles. Occasionally in sketchbooks I like to do pages where I just title them Doodles and Dummies. There will usually be OCs and fan art. So we have like characters like Alice Angel from Bendy and Impa from Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Some unfinished sketches. And the Clover drawing. And two characters I've named Sunny and Din. We drew this with paint markers again. Wasn't the happiest with the result. A version of Clover. And this next page is one of my favorite sketchbook pages I've ever done. Is the one colored drawing. Last year I got into the game Hylics. I've been absolutely obsessed. So I drew my favorite enemy design, the Tyro. I drew the Tyro several times, but my favorite would have to be the colored one in the center. More Clovers. A goofy little face. This is when I was starting to do experiment with a character named Nive, N-Y-V-E. Some jokes that I made of the character. Some potential humanoid forms that he could take. But I never went along with them. Some more Clover and Simon. Nive, a drawing of Sunny. A character I decided named Guaba. And that old man is the earliest design for Old Nair. This is when I started designing my own little signature. A Clover doodle I didn't finish. A page that I think I messed up by bleed through from the next page. Here we have concept art for a house for my worm creatures. This is another favorite sketchbook page of mine. This is how the colors turned out. We have some doodles. More doodles of Clover and Simon. And a stylized Simon. Some worms. One of the worms was turned into like a little Jack-in-the-Box ex-puppet. We have some potential time skip designs for Clover and Simon. This was anatomy practice. Some sketches on the other side. A time skip Simon. Something that I might go back to. Some Hylics doodles with the character Wayne. Another Tyro. And some OCs. I'm just not going to talk about in this video. Some other characters. One of my favorites on this page is Copper. I'm still working on the design a little, but I'm enjoying the process. A drawing of Lancer from Deltarune. Here's another drawing of Knive of his daughter that I've named Stella. She's small, but she has quite the spirit. Some more sketches, doodles. Some worms. This is when I was starting to figure out that I didn't want them all to be named Nair. Started giving them names. It was still when I was calling the species Nair instead of worm. A concept for my comic of Clover and Simon. Some other characters that show up in the comic, concept designs of Clover. So I was going to do a sketchbook tour of this originally when I was getting close to finishing it, because there's this many pages left. So I wanted to draw Clover where he's saying, "Hi YouTube." Some unfinished doodles, a sketch work doodle I never finished, some designs, another worm. This is concept art for a short I wanted to do that has officially been canceled under the title Face Station. Another Clover. Potential Sunny design that I just didn't go with. Some random doodles. Some doodles of like an Among Us crewmate. Well, Among Us being an imposter. And 2 worms. Some unfinished doodles. A Homer Simpson. Random doodles, a Clover, drawing of Clover and friends turned into toys for a storyline I might still do called Waltz of the Toy Maker. We have a character named Key. Was a doorknob for a head. A drawing of Copper, and another character of mine named Mono, who's being chased by a giant monster. Some more doodles, an unfinished Lena, some knife, and some monsters. Dumbass. Cats. Some characters that I will do some someday. Another Clover doodle. Some unfinished Clovers. A doodle of Naive and Stella. That I really like. Didn't do much with these pages because the next page I drew Clover again with color. And we also did this design, and with like a winter jacket and boots on. Designs. Some other characters. Mono. We have two characters that, one of which now is named, is the phone character, which I've named Ringman. The other character I don't have a name for yet. I'll figure something out eventually. So maybe go with my potential sunny design. And a sort of perspective-esque drawing of Clover, my room, ideas for my comic, concepts for angelic creatures. I can explain myself. Some more Clover doodles. An old doodle of Clover's classic design. Clover, Mono, and a Hylics 2 Tyro. Character I named Ivy. This was before I renamed these guys Ringman. A sort of flip phone variant. This is Theo. He's sort of a guardian for Ivy. Some more clothes. A worm. A worm that's turned to stone. And a drawing of Clover and Simon together. And with that, that's the book. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope to see you guys next time for a tour of the Sketchbook 2. Anyway, that's all. Bye-bye.